Okay, you're first. So, what do you think?
Dance of the Vampire Bund?
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to say I haven't watched all of it, and
What was 7 episodes?
7 episodes. We watched 7 episodes, which I don't necessarily think is fair being reviews. I think if you're gonna review anime, you need to watch the whole entire series and then review it, watch it again in order to give a fair review. But it was alright. Story was okay.
It kept me interested. I want to know what they're talking about.
I'll say the artwork was good. The voice acting was good.
I have one of the guys from the Yu Yu Hakusho in it, which is one of the only animes I like.
Couple familiar voices in there. The only thing that really kind of bothered me was some of the cliche lightning strikes when someone said something that the scriptwriter and the animators thought was,
like,
awe-inspiring.
This means
like,
something.
Your mind should be blown right now. The lightning bolt was to cue the mind-blowing experience, and it wasn't really all that mind-blowing.
Like, you should care about this.
And it, now I'm saying this with not having, really truly seen the whole entire series, but there were some moments where it seemed like the plot was kind of flawed. I could.
Well, we stopped after 7 episodes. That's right where the plot changes.
Yeah.
Like the big battle, werewolf versus vampire battle. He decides to make a change. That's where we stop. We stop where the change is made. Something's gonna happen.
Yep.
But I don't know, it kept me semi-interested. It didn't have the normal silly anime, oh my god moments that happen every 3 seconds in normal anime.
Yeah. It was there was no cartoony face changes, no cat faces, no which it sometimes has its place. No extravagant, completely change the artwork, completely demorph the face.
Yeah, just for random
for
reasons.
some sort of a comedic or humor value.
This
Which sometimes it has its place and it's good, but
this movie gets
wouldn't have
horrible reviews during anime fans. Like, it's a pretty much unknown show. I only have 3 reviews that I could find, and they're 3, 7, and 3. It has pretty bad reviews among anime fans. But let's talk about the main thing. Your move, and then we'll get into that.
Well, without giving any spoilers,
it's kitty porn.
It's kitty porn, basically, yeah. And I don't quite see the purpose in that. I don't understand. I don't see why that would be necessary to have a 9-year-old animated girl
be object of affection continuously
and have the nudity be involved. I mean, sure, she's physically a 9-year-old, but internally her age is 100-something.
Well, it's opposite Twilight. In Twilight, they're like, oh, I'm 100 years old, but I look 16, so that means I'm 16. In this, she's like, I may look 9, but I'm actually 9, so it doesn't matter. It's the opposite fucking theory.
You could have had the premise of the story, good or bad, and I'll say this too, our opinions on the series might not necessarily reflect your opinion. You might love the freaking show. Who knows? I mean, don't decide to not watch it based on our take on it, really. I mean, because for one thing, we didn't watch all of it.
Well, don't even talk to them. I'll cut off the part where you talk to them. Let's just have a conversation between us. I'll cut off that part.
But I will say, you wouldn't have ruined the story at all by keeping her clothes on when she's 9 years old.
Yeah.
Because that
translation is horrible in this. That's the worst part. The translation is horrible in this show because the original translation is how I feel, what I think is happening, rather than why is everyone else against this? Why are they doing this? Normally, we, they, I, them translation isn't bad, but in this show, it's so bad because it's a psychological show. It's like what his feelings are.
That depends on the format, because if you it's basically.
Is it you or me?
It's your turn.
Give a name off?
The difference between the subtitles to actual audio, I mean, it's embedded in the format we watched it in. It's optional in any other format.
Yeah, true.
So you can, and then again too, if you watched it in the Japanese audio, the only experience you would get would be through the subtitles, which would be what we're complaining about.
Yeah. But
the
much better that way
subtitle
with
translation.
It's it shows more inner feeling, how I feel about what's going on, rather than what other people think about this. And it's done much better with the subtitles.
Yeah.
Because it's more of me versus them than them versus us.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference.
And the voice acting's gonna lend itself well. I mean, of course, you're gonna get.
But the voice acting's still good, and it's
you're gonna get more out of the scripting overall with the voice acting was better, and the scripting compared to the subtitles, because it was what was actually spoken was worded differently than what was actually written.
Plot, though. That was the problem.
It was better thought out. It was executed better, and the words they held more feeling than if what was subtitled was actually said, as opposed to what the audio track.
They wanted to draw you into the story,
and
rather
they
than
did a good
worrying
job
about one guy and make you worry about the situation. And that's what the subtitle. That's what the voiceover is trying to do. But well,
it was good.
Overall, I think I may end up finishing it just to figure out what the second half of the story is.
Yeah. And we
first 7 episodes were the first half of the story. You gotta figure out what the second half of the story was.
And we could very well retract some of our previous statements.
True. That's it.